My beloved child, listen carefully, this is urgent. Archangel Michael is not just sending a sign, he is pleading with you. Just a couple of seconds of your focus could shift everything, this very night, not tomorrow, or in a few days, but tonight. There's a spiritual movement set to unfold in your home, and unless you're spiritually alert, you could miss what heaven has been meticulously preparing for you. You've sensed it already, haven't you? That peculiar heaviness in a particular room, the flicker that has no clear reason, or that chill crawling across your skin, even though all the windows are shut tight. These aren't coincidences, they're heavenly signals. Michael has been trying to alert you, because a divine moment is drawing near, one that will catch you by surprise, not because harm is coming, but because you are about to be freed from something that's been quietly weighing you down. This evening a spiritual current will move through your space. It may be soundless, almost undetectable, but in the realm of spirit, it will echo like a thunderous blast. Heaven has commissioned Michael for this assignment, and he doesn't arrive for trivial matters. He comes bearing a sword of divine defense, a shield of eternal truth, and a voice that can rally armies of angels. But in this sacred moment, he's not calling legions, he's addressing you, and you alone. His message is clear, this is your time. Don't disregard it, don't scroll past, don't say, I'll look into it later. I'm asking for only a breath of your attention. Your soul has waited long enough. You've been confused by the constant pause in your life, sensing that your breakthroughs are always just out of reach, noticing people pulling away, waiting for promises to be fulfilled, wondering why your victory feels trapped in limbo. But it hasn't been denied, it's been divinely timed, and that timing unfolds tonight. However, you must know this message won't come to you again. This is not a random alert, it's a divine setup. The angels have waited patiently, years even, to bring this to your awareness. Missing it won't bring punishment, God's love is too deep for that. But it may bring delay, another stretch of waiting, and your spirit is already weary from the anticipation. Michael understands that exhaustion. That's why he isn't standing in triumph right now, he's kneeling, filled with mercy. Picture it, the most powerful angel in all of heaven, bowed at your door, murmuring softly, please pay attention. He knows who has been trying to reach you from the other realm. He understands the meaning behind the vision that visited your sleep last night. He is aware of the shadow that passed when you were deep in prayer. He even knows the identity of the person, whose presence you can feel, but whose name escapes your memory. Tonight these pieces will begin to come together. God isn't trying to alarm you, He's getting you ready. If you've been stuck, lost, overwhelmed, it's because your spirit already detects the divine change heading your way. Your human eyes may not register it, but your soul will. There will be a moment, a knock perhaps, or a quiet whisper, or a light that flickers, just long enough to catch your attention. That one fleeting moment will initiate a spiritual shift. And if you respond, if you are open, you'll feel something heavy fall away from your chest. It will happen in an instant, like an exhale from heaven, that lets you breathe freely once more. And when you start to question if you made it up, something will remind you, a message you weren't expecting, a word from a soul who passed on, but still holds you in their heart. They've been trying to reach you for so long, but the perfect moment had to arrive. And that moment is now. This isn't just another video, it's a sacred directive. If you're still here reading, it means this was meant for you. Heaven is reaching out. This is your spiritual alert. Take a pause. Subscribe, stay present, don't leave before you do, because the next word you receive may carry your greatest blessing yet. This message was powerful, yes, but the next will open floodgates, and you deserve it. Don't risk missing what's next. Stay with me, there's more. Michael's mission is not only to reveal truth, but to shield you. There is something or someone near, perhaps unaware of your strength, making a choice that involves you. But here's what they don't know: heaven has declared your worth. And tonight, a spiritual exchange will occur, ensuring you are no longer ignored. Someone somewhere, maybe far from you physically, but deeply linked to your spirit, will remember something about you. A single look, a small word, a shared moment, that was never spoken aloud. And God has replayed that moment in their soul, over and over, like a quiet film, and now it will rise again in their memory. But be aware, just as Michael stands ready, there is also a darker energy watching. It doesn't want you to see this, it hopes you'll scroll away, it fears your light. But it will not prevail. When the appointed time comes, and it will come, you'll feel a shift. Maybe a stillness, maybe a nudge. And when it happens, don't ignore it. Speak aloud: I accept this, I invite divine protection. Archangel Michael, I welcome you into my home tonight. Say it once or many times, say it with intention. Those words will dissolve every unseen burden, every wall you couldn't name, every spiritual fog that's clouded your joy. Don't be afraid, this is not a message of doom, it's a promise of triumph. You're being raised higher, that's why things have felt so heavy. You've been walking through spiritual resistance that most wouldn't survive. But God handpicked you for this journey, knowing your strength, and your irreplaceable role in what's ahead. This night, heaven reaches down to you. And when it happens, you'll sense it in your body, a goosebump, a wave of calm, a breath of peace. That will be your confirmation, you were never alone. So before the moment slips away, I ask you once more, with a heart full of love, don't miss what's about to unfold. Archangel Michael is at the foot of your bed, standing guard. His blade glows, his eyes are gentle, and he leans in saying quietly, my child, say yes, I'm with you. Tonight everything changes. You've waited long enough. This is the sign. Open your heart. And if tonight brings you any unusual feelings, any whispers or sensations, don't be afraid. Just say, I see you, I accept this, thank you God, thank you angels. Because they've been orchestrating this behind the scenes, setting the stage for a miracle that's closer than ever. And one last time, because heaven is persistent, open yourself to this. Tonight is sacred, Michael is calling out. 2 seconds of belief could alter everything. Don't ignore the call. God's love has spoken, and your answer is what heaven's been waiting for. This is your moment, the door is open, step through. The moment you gave this message space in your spirit, you opened the gate for divine intervention. Heaven moves swiftly, faster than you can see, sending out angels to shield, cleanse, and reset the energy around you. The words spoken against you, the energy projected to delay you, all of it has been intercepted. That weight you've been dragging, the fatigue that made no sense, the unexplained fog in your thoughts, it's breaking now. Not through force, but through spiritual authority. Archangel Michael has not come to comfort you with empty words, he's arrived to defend what's sacred in you. That includes your peace, your future, your name. Someone tried to interfere with your timeline, and heaven is correcting it. What was once delayed, is now being realigned, what was stolen, is being returned, what was hidden, is being brought into the light. This is not just about tonight anymore, it's about what gets restored starting tonight. Your atmosphere has shifted. You may feel waves of emotion, tears without a cause, an urge to breathe deeper. That's your spirit recognizing freedom. Chains that were never yours are being broken. And the most powerful part, you didn't have to fight for it, you simply had to accept it. That's how deep your connection is with the divine, your yes carries more power than you ever knew. And as you continue to read this, the energy in your space is adjusting even more. The frequency of your home is rising, the corners of your room where heaviness lingered, are being flooded with light. Your sleep tonight will be different, deeper, calmer. You may dream vivid dreams, or you may sleep soundly for the first time in a long time. Either way, healing is happening as you rest. And when you wake up, the fog will lift. But remember, the shift doesn't end with you. Someone connected to you, someone you've been praying for, hoping for, crying over, will feel it too. They may not message you right away, they may not even realize why they suddenly thought of you. But in their spirit, a bell has rung, a signal was sent. The bond between you and them, whether physical or spiritual, is reawakening. Because heaven doesn't just fix one part, it restores the web of destiny. And child, your destiny is not something small. That's why the resistance was so strong, that's why the attacks were so specific. The enemy saw your potential, before you did. But now, your light can't be dimmed, not anymore. So if you feel called, light another candle tomorrow. Not as a ritual, but as a reminder. A way to mark this shift in time. As the flame flickers, speak life over your home. This space is protected, this heart is aligned, this path is blessed. These declarations aren't for drama, they're for direction. Words spoken with belief are tools in the spirit realm, and your voice is more powerful than you've ever used it. Even in whispers, the heavens respond. And don't be surprised, if in the coming days, people begin to treat you differently. Some may pull away, without reason, let them. Some may come back suddenly, welcome them with discernment. Not everyone is meant to stay, but each one is part of the clearing. Your circle is being refined, to match your new level. Don't mourn the shifts, celebrate them. It means your energy is finally too elevated, to entertain what used to drain you. There's a glow returning to your eyes, a strength returning to your words, a calm re-entering your breath. This is the real you coming back, the version of you that existed before heartbreak, before delay, before doubt. And as this version re-emerges, doors will start to open. Opportunities you thought were gone will resurface, relationships will heal, or be replaced with healthier ones. The clarity you've been begging for, will arrive in waves. So take note of everything you feel in this moment, write it down if you can. Not because you'll forget, but because months from now, when you look back, you'll see that this was the turning point. The night it all began to make sense. The moment you realized you were never fighting alone. That every closed door, every silent prayer, every lonely night had purpose. The divine was never ignoring you, it was building you, preparing you, protecting what was still growing inside of you. Even your delays were divine. If you had received the thing you wanted, when you asked for it, it would have crumbled under the weight of everything you hadn't yet healed. But now you're stronger, now you're wiser, now you're open, not just to receive, but to sustain. And heaven knows it. That's why the shift is permanent. This is not another false start, this is your spiritual homecoming. You're stepping into who you've always been, and what's coming next is not just for comfort, it's for calling. Your purpose is unlocking. So when the breeze moves through your room tonight, when the light flickers once more, when your chest suddenly feels lighter, remember this moment. Remember this message. Not because of who spoke it, but because of who sent it. This wasn't coincidence, this was divine appointment. You were meant to be here, you were meant to read this, and more importantly, you were meant to rise from this. Let that rise begin gently, let it come with kindness. Be tender with yourself in the coming days. Your energy may feel different, you might feel called to rest more, or to speak less. Trust those nudges, they are part of the integration. You're not just changing emotionally, you're aligning spiritually. Your soul is catching up to the truth, it always knew, that you were made for this. So if you find yourself smiling for no reason, feeling lighter, walking with a new kind of confidence, that's the evidence. That's the atmosphere of divine alignment, working around you. And if challenges still arise, don't panic. That doesn't mean the shift didn't happen, it means the old patterns are reacting to your new vibration. Stay grounded, speak peace, and let Archangel Michael continue to stand guard. He's not leaving your side tonight, he wasn't just here for a message, he was here for a mission, to ensure you saw this, felt this, received this. And now that you have, he remains as your shield. You'll feel him when you need courage, you'll hear him in the silence, and every time you wonder if it was all just in your head, a small sign will show up, a feather, a number, a song, a dream, and it'll remind you, this is real. You are not imagining things, you are not going backwards, you are not broken, you are being rebuilt, with intention, love, and divine design. This is the beginning of a new chapter, one that was always meant to arrive, and now that you've opened the door, nothing can stop what's coming. You felt invisible to others lately, haven't you, like the world is moving and you're standing still, like everyone else is somehow finding their place, while you wait in the silence, wondering if anyone sees the depth of what you're carrying. But here's the truth, heaven has always seen you. Every unseen act of kindness, every silent cry at night, every time you smiled to hide the ache, you were never overlooked. In fact, your hidden moments were the ones heaven valued most. Because it's in the quiet, in the waiting, in the pressing, that your spirit grew roots. And now those roots are about to bear fruit. You are not behind, you are not forgotten, you are exactly where you need to be, for what's about to unfold. The ache in your heart is not weakness, it's the stretching of your soul, making room for more. More healing, more joy, more clarity. What you've endured wasn't wasted, it was woven into the design of your destiny. And while you thought you were being delayed, you were being prepared. You had to be strong enough to hold what's coming, you had to be healed enough to receive without sabotaging it. And now the preparation is over, the door has been opened. You can feel it, can't you, that stirring in your chest, that quickening in your spirit. It's not anxiety, it's anticipation. Something sacred is on its way, and your soul knows it, before your mind can explain it. Tonight is different. Not because everything will magically fix itself in one breath, but because you finally see it, you're not waiting for a miracle, you are becoming one. Every breath you take from this moment forward, is proof that grace is alive in you. And that grace is drawing in the very things you once chased. No more striving, no more begging, no more performing. Just being, just allowing, just receiving. That is your new posture. Because what's meant for you, does not require exhaustion to maintain it, it arrives in peace, and stays by purpose. So if the tears are falling, let them. They're not tears of despair anymore, they're release. Old grief is leaving, buried fears are dissolving. That tightness in your chest, it's loosening. You're finally able to breathe in the present moment. The past isn't pulling you down like it used to, and the future isn't overwhelming your thoughts. You're here now, grounded and surrounded by divine protection. Even the air in your room feels different, that's not your imagination, that's the presence of angels, finishing what they started. They're making space for peace, for clarity, for love, that reflects who you've become. And yes, love is coming. Real love. The kind that doesn't ask you to shrink, to guess, to perform. The kind that sees you, truly sees you, and chooses you without hesitation. But first you had to choose yourself. You had to remember your worth. And that's exactly what you've been doing, piece by piece, reclaiming the parts of you you once gave away too easily. Now you're whole. Not perfect, but whole enough to receive without fear. Whole enough to say, I deserve this, and actually believe it. That's the energy you carry now, and it's magnetic. Expect shifts in the days ahead. Conversations you didn't initiate will bring answers. Opportunities will appear, where there was once only silence. People you thought forgot about you will resurface, not by accident, but by alignment. Some of them will come to apologize, others to reconnect. But no matter what form they take, you'll know who's meant to stay, by the way your spirit feels in their presence, calm not confused, safe not uncertain. That's your new compass. How you feel in someone's presence, is now your first answer. You're done ignoring red flags, you're done settling for crumbs, you're done shrinking your dreams, to fit someone else's comfort. That version of you doesn't live here anymore. A new version has emerged, wiser, softer, stronger. And with that version comes new boundaries, new standards, new grace. You no longer need to explain why you're different. Your energy will speak for you, your peace will protect you, your angels will guide you. And if you ever forget how far you've come, remember tonight. Remember how you felt reading these words, remember how something within you whispered, this is for me. And it is. Every line, every breath, every shift in energy, it's all been orchestrated for your awakening. Because the divine knew when you'd be ready. Not when you'd be perfect, when you'd be open. And you are. Your openness is the invitation, your softness is the portal. So stay here a moment longer, breathe in, let the atmosphere wrap around you like a blanket. You are safe, you are seen, you are surrounded. This is not a temporary fix, this is a divine recalibration, and it cannot be undone. From this moment forward, expect the signs. Expect the confirmation. The feathers, the numbers, the dreams that feel too vivid to ignore. They're not coincidences, they are echoes of tonight's alignment. When you see them, smile, say thank you, acknowledge them aloud. That keeps the connection strong, that keeps the channel open. And more will come, not because you're lucky, but because you're aligned. You said yes, that's all heaven needed. And even if doubt tries to creep in later, even if the old fears try to revisit, you'll know how to respond. You'll speak light, you'll stand in truth, you'll remember what's happening in your spirit right now. Because this is deeper than emotion, it's revelation. You're not just being healed, you're being reintroduced to yourself. The version of you that never gave up, the version that kept believing, the version that is now ready to live fully, deeply, bravely. So here's your gentle instruction, before you rest tonight, speak your yes one more time. Say it out loud, whisper it into the space around you. Let heaven hear it, let your spirit anchor it. And then rest, not as someone who's waiting, but as someone who knows it's already begun. Because it has. Whether you see it yet or not, the shift is real, the movement is in motion. And the next time you catch your reflection, and wonder what changed, know this, it wasn't just your face, it was your frequency. You're vibrating at the level of answered prayers now, and that is a sacred thing. You've stepped into something eternal tonight, a moment written into your timeline, long before you took your first breath. This isn't random, it's divine orchestration. You've been circling the same mountain for so long, praying for a sign, aching for a shift. And tonight that shift has begun, not by force, but by divine invitation. Something in your spirit already knows this. You can feel the peace settling in your chest, like a long-lost friend. You can feel the weight slowly loosening its grip. That isn't just emotional relief, it's spiritual realignment. A soft but powerful transition, from pain to purpose, from waiting to walking, from hoping to having. And while you may not have seen fireworks or heard thunder, your breakthrough didn't need dramatic display to be real. Some miracles arrive quietly, almost unnoticed, like a sunrise gently cracking through the night. That's what's happening now. This shift doesn't scream, it speaks. It doesn't shove, it opens. And you, dear soul, are walking through a doorway that couldn't open until you reached this exact level of awareness. You couldn't access this space, with the wound still bleeding, with the past still clinging, with the fear still whispering. But you've shed enough now, you've released enough, you've healed enough, to finally hold the blessing, without letting it break you. You see, there are some things God couldn't give you until now. Not because you were unworthy, but because your heart wasn't ready to receive without self-sabotage. But tonight something has shifted, in the posture of your spirit. You're no longer begging, you're believing. You're no longer doubting, you're discerning. You know what peace feels like now, you know what presence feels like. And that knowing is what keeps you rooted, when chaos tries to creep back in. You've been taught how to hold peace in a storm. That's what all the past pain taught you, not just how to survive it, but how to anchor in it. And now peace isn't just something you long for, it's something you carry. That's why everything around you is changing. The frequency you vibrate at now won't allow old energies to attach. That's why certain people feel distant lately. That's why old habits suddenly feel uncomfortable. It's not you falling apart, it's you outgrowing what used to feel normal. It's you refusing to return to old cycles. It's your spirit choosing alignment over attachment. And though part of you may miss the familiarity of the old, you're not going back. You can't. Because the cost of staying the same is far too high now. You've seen what's possible, you've felt what's holy, you've glimpsed what it means to be truly free. And once freedom touches your spirit, captivity loses its grip. So let the changes come, let the shifting continue. Don't resist it, don't fear it. It's not here to break you, it's here to build you. What's falling away is not punishment, it's preparation. What's being removed is not rejection, it's redirection. The job, the person, the opportunity that didn't work out. It wasn't a loss, it was protection. You didn't miss it, it missed you. Because the version of you that's rising now demands deeper, clearer, higher. You're not who you were even 6 months ago. You're stronger, softer, wiser. You've buried parts of yourself that were tied to survival, and now you're finally ready to live. And yes, living looks different now. It's not about proving your worth, or chasing validation. It's about standing in your truth without apology. It's about honoring your soul's rhythm, it's about choosing joy on ordinary days, and still believing in miracles on hard ones. That's the life being offered to you now. A life where your peace is sacred, your love is intentional, and your presence is powerful. You are no longer begging for a seat at tables that can't hold the weight of your calling. You're building your own, and heaven is furnishing it. There's someone reading this, who's still doubting if this is real, still wondering if this moment is just another fleeting high. Let me say this clearly, this is not a coincidence, this is confirmation. You didn't stumble across these words, you were led here. Guided, drawn in by something your mind can't explain, but your spirit recognizes as familiar. Because your spirit remembers, what your memory forgot, that you are not just a human navigating chaos, you are a soul on assignment. A light in the dark, a voice for the voiceless, a reminder of what God's love actually looks like in human form. And child, there's so much more ahead. So many places you haven't seen yet. So many people who need your presence, your truth, your story. Your pain wasn't in vain, it gave you empathy. Your loss wasn't empty, it created space for deeper love. Your struggle wasn't wasted, it built your strength. Nothing you've walked through will go unused, heaven wastes nothing. And soon you'll begin to see why certain prayers took longer than others, why certain dreams had to pause. Not because they weren't real, but because the version of you, who's receiving them now, will handle them with the reverence they deserve. So keep trusting the process, keep honoring your journey. And when the enemy tries to whisper, nothing's changed, let your spirit respond, everything's different. Because it is. Your alignment has shifted, your perspective has elevated, your faith has deepened. You're no longer operating from fear, you're moving from truth. And that truth will sustain you, in ways striving never could. Let that be your foundation now. Not outcomes, not approval, just truth. The truth that you are chosen, the truth that you are enough, the truth that God didn't bring you this far, just to leave you. And when you wake tomorrow, don't be surprised if the world looks a little brighter. It's not that the world changed, it's that your eyes did. You're seeing through a healed lens now. A hopeful one. And hope has a way of coloring everything it touches. Hold on to that, protect it. Don't let the world's cynicism steal your wonder. Don't let disappointment make you bitter. You've come too far, to let heaviness be your home again. Joy is your new default, peace is your new compass, and love, deep sacred unshakable love, is your new language. You were born for this, not just to exist but to expand, not just to survive but to shine, not just to love others, but to finally love yourself, the way heaven always has. This is the moment everything changes, not because the world shifts, but because you did. You remembered, you returned, you reopened the parts of you that closed too soon. And now you're ready. Ready to receive, ready to walk forward, ready to step into everything that's always been waiting on the other side of your yes.